just believe in hustling like that. You always got individuals that, you know, got fronted or, you know what I'm saying, borrowed or whatever, and you got the individuals that got it off the curb. I'm not gonna lie and portray this ultimate poise, like I've been had it figured out. Nah, I just didn't quit. My mentality when I do start to be like, damn, this is a lot, that's what it's supposed to feel like. This shit ain't supposed to feel comfortable. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to stretch you. That's why I call my thing the marathon, because I'm not gonna lie and portray this ultimate poise, like I've been had it figured out. Nah, I just didn't quit. That's the only distinguishing quality from me and probably whoever else going through this or went through this or is gonna go through this, is that I ain't quit. I went through every emotion. I went through every emotion with trying to pursue what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I think that what gonna separate whoever's gonna try to go for something is that you ain't gonna quit. Unless, you know, you're gonna really take the stance if I'm gonna die behind what I'm getting at right now. It's about endurance, it's about preparing, it's about mentally breaking through your barriers that tell you I can't keep going. Where you know you're more capable of you more capable than you think you are and then you conscious of. Obviously it's a marathon and it just stands for endurance, it stands for staying down, it stands for like not quitting, accepting the ups and downs of whatever game you commit yourself to and riding it out, you feel me? Because you know, that's the reality of, you know, success or greatness, that it come with a roller coaster ride, you know? So I think that anybody could apply the marathon concept to what they do, if it's sports, if it's fashion, if it's music, if it's hustling, whatever, you're on a marathon, you know? So to make that the basis of our, you know, fashion line. My mentality when I do start to be like, damn, this is a lot, that's what it's supposed to feel like. This shit ain't supposed to feel comfortable. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to stretch you. It's supposed to be a burden to a degree. And you gotta wrap your mind around that and accept it and embrace it. And you catch some wisdom off of that. A lot more realistic and easier to get done is, you know, take the music to that level you want to take it to. I never wanted to be a starving artist. I never wanted to be somebody that was just relying on music solely. So a lot of my day go toward, you know, making sure we got plays and, you know, doing things that keep what we do on the flow, as well as my team. But I'm more being able to just lock in on artist mode. We got things that's on autopilot business-wise, so I could just really, really dive deep into the music, you know? I think Victory Lap was the first example of that. But clothing. The clothing line called the Marathon Clothing. And, you know, we just grinding. That's the main focus, to be in a position where, you know, we do music because we love it. You know, because we got to pay rent off of it, or, you know what I mean, got to, you know, rush to get something out because we dependent on the music money. You know, I think that make you be able to make better music. You know, when you straight, when your bread's straight and you're doing it because you love it and you just trying to make the best music you make. So that's really, you know, the long-term goal, I think, of why it makes sense to try and get money in other ways than music, just where you be empowered. You know what I'm saying? To the point that you can make music for just the pure reason of making art, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to, like I said, just having to depend on it to pay your bills. It's a different type of music you get when it's like that. I bought all equipment, you know what I'm saying? I started from scratch and just bought, you know, 4 studios worth of equipment because I got 4 rooms in my setup.
Go ahead now.
So we just you know, invested heavily.
Why was that necessary though? You know, like cats are like, man, why not go anywhere else? Why you feel like, man, you know what, I need to build my own compound?
Man, I just believe in ownership.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I believe in, you know, investing in yourself. When you make money, you know, you could easily go a lot of places. But I just feel like, you know, your foundation should be strong. No disrespect. So who's the underachiever? I own my company. I own the asset of this whole industry, which is your masters, your intellectual property, you know what I'm saying, your publishing. So, you know, your metrics and what you gauging as an achievement is actually like a peon or an underboss way of looking at it, because, you know, like, I'm not in it for the fame. Everybody want to be seen and held at the highest regard, obviously, but, you know, you can't cash that out. You can't take that to the bank. Well, you can in other ways, but, you know, what's the asset? What do the labels do it for? They do it for the ownership. They do it for the catalog, for the mailbox money. I remember also, just to that point, like planting seeds and then reaping the benefits later. I remember like really being committed and being really pure with my energy, and I was just only doing music, and I was like suffering financially you know, I was like probably 19, 20 maybe, and I was used to being like a young adolescent baller, like just having, you know, for my age group, you know what I'm saying, having cars, jewelry, and money, and just having the attention and the respect of being somebody that was, you know, somebody that knew how to get dope. Right. And I was just in the studio so long that all that shit kind of faded, and my ego was taking a hit, and I wasn't familiar with that, you know, but I was still committed to the process. And then, you know, the police raided the studio and took all the equipment and put a gun on me that was in the house, a shotgun. It was a registered shotgun, but I was on probation for a gun. Right. So, you know, the probation says you can't be around no guns at all. So they booked me for the gun, took all my equipment, and I was really just in the house working. You know what I mean? Just like, they don't know that. Nobody know how pure you are but you. And I was really pure at that time. I wasn't doing nothing but music. And I'm like, damn, you know, like I was confused. Like, where does the good karma pay off at? You know what I mean? Where does this shit come back around at? Cause I was real committed. My money got short. That ain't stopped me. You know, like I said, how I was being viewed changed. People kind of like act like I fell off a little bit, and I still stayed committed. And then on top of all that, I got raided and they took all my equipment, and they put a new case on me. I was just confused about it. And I remember like questioning everything, like, damn, I don't really have no part of the game that braced me for that. I don't have no mantras that I remember hearing or nothing I grew up around. I ain't had no answer for that one. But, you know, it kind of discouraged me for a long time. But I had accumulated so much music. But from when I got raided, I stopped really recording every day and got back into hustling full time, because I gotta fight a case now, and I need a lawyer, and I can't even really afford to sit in the studio like that. And probably like 6 months to a year later, a person named Johnny Shipes, he was an executive at Epic Records. He had a joint venture up there at Epic, reached out to my people and was like, I want to sign Nip. And I didn't make no new music from the time that I got raided to the time that he reached out.
How old were you then?
I was, I think, 21, 22.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, I ain't going to the studio. I'm not doing nothing music related right now. I'm hustling. And he's like, nah, man, you got shit that's fire, bro. I want to really make this shit happen. I just did Sean Kingston. He was Sean Kingston manager. They just put up crazy numbers at Epic. The first round of music that Sean Kingston had put out. He was managing Felly Fail, and so he like, I got a whole structure, bro. We got the radio plug, you know what I mean? And I was just off it. And he took songs off my MySpace and played them for Epic Records. They wanted to sign me off the old music and put a contract on the table and broke bread with me. And it was all off old work, and I realized like, damn, this is back pay. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do no new work. This is all just reaping benefits from work I put in years ago.
It's the ROI.
You know what I'm saying? But it took a while to go through the process of coming back. I was expecting like to be protected because I was working and for nothing bad to happen. But that ain't how it came back around. It came back on its own time. Because I didn't put no new studio energy in. I didn't record no new songs. It was just existing already. And it was enough to get me out of my situation. Then they put a check on the table. I'm like, all right, now I'm ready. It's real. So just to your point of like expecting the fruits, or use like the fruits of the labor, we reaping them now years later. That's what I learned, is that you always get back pay. You never can outrun your karma, good or bad.